Very big welcome to Zagreb and to this 2016 Zagreb Judo Grand-Prix. This fine modern city is situated on the Sava River and has an historic centre in the old capital district. And it's the first Grand Prix tournament that's been held since the Rio Olympic Games. And, well, we've seen many new faces starting this qualification process today. And everybody building up for the next Olympics in Tokyo, of course, but it's the start today. Today, we've got 5 of the lighter weight categories battling it out. Sheldon is just going to take us through the lineup for these medal matches. Sheldon, who've we got?
A very good afternoon to you, Anil, and a very good afternoon to everyone watching at home. Thanks for joining us. We're going to begin with the under 48 kilo category, the opening contest, the first of the bronze medals. Is Cheyenne Mounier of France. She faces Eva Koinishny of Poland. It'll be Mounier in the white judogi, Koinishny in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Hali Anwar of Egypt. Crowd nicely settled in, not quite on the edge of their seats. They've had a bit of a break, but ready, primed.
They will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to some great judo in this final session, and we've seen some good judo, but fighters that we haven't seen before, Sheldon. Some of them we've seen, some of them we haven't, but Mounier here, sort of disappointed losing in the earlier rounds, but here she is now fighting for bronze.
Nice shape, nice movement from the French fighter, and we were talking earlier on about the possibility of her now taking over the number 1 spot, because the incumbent, as the fighter in there at the moment, Laetitia Payet, had her go at the Olympic Games, and having stopped, had a baby, come back and had the Games, I think maybe she'll look to wrap that up, and Mounier will probably take that place. And the other thing is the fighter that the French had put a lot of time and effort into and invested in has moved from 48 to 52.
Yeah, well, we're going to see a lot, aren't we, of the younger ones now starting to establish themselves. We'll see put some of them out there with their chance. Mounier has her chance now. And interesting that we're just in the coach's chair there with Mounier is Serge Dio. And, of course, him and his brother, Christian, 2 great fighters, and both of them world medalists.
The fighter that I was talking about, who's moved up to 52, is Amandine Bouchard. Couldn't hold the weight any longer, so she's moved up. Linda Kelmendi there in the shot. The
newly crowned World Olympic champion.
52 kilos, a little bit light for her, these fighters. She's waiting to see her cousin, who's going to be in the second of the bronze medal matches. Little left-sided Tomoe effort fell short there. Initially feeling that and blocking it without too much trouble. Yeah, Kelmendi in the stands and another Kelmendi on the mat, but I think she'll be just as interested in what happens in the under 52 kilo category final.
Yes,
her teammate Krasnicki.
I think it'll be interesting, won't it, because she'll now watch for a little bit and then decide whether what she's going to do when it comes to obviously Tokyo. But good attack there from Koinishny, and Mounier just ahead on attacks, but still no score on the board at the moment.
Kelmendi said that there's no doubt that she's going to be around, and she'll just take a short break until the European Club Cup. That's it.
That's interesting. Well, we were talking earlier about having it in your mind that you're going to go the full 4 years if you're going to do that cycle, and how important that is to get that in your mind. Otherwise, if it's just a year on your mind, then it can be disappointing. And certainly if you've finished an Olympic cycle, nothing's quite as exciting, of course, as building up to the Olympic Games, is it?
I don't know.
No, it really, it's a special one. The Olympics is a special one. Almost caught her there, Mounier. That's a good change of direction from Mounier. Well, still no score. 4-minute contest for the ladies and 5 for the men. And, she gets a Shido on the board. That little yellow flag there that you can see is a Shido penalty. 4 of those Shidos and it's Hon Sokomaki disqualification. So she's got to pick up the pace and make sure that she brings the fight back to Meunier. Meunier, at the moment, of France, winning the match. Well, that Shido is no longer on the board, so I don't know quite what happened to that. Whether the video referee, and there are two judges that are off the mat, and they operate the video referee. So if we have any discrepancies, video referee, it goes to them. But they can overrule the referee, and I think they've overruled them as far as the penalties are concerned. And it makes a big difference because it means that neither one of them is ahead at the moment, so the contest is still open. And a good Sianagi there. Kanitsky underneath there for the drop. Sianagi didn't quite get there. Meunier now going to have to pick up the pace herself.
That was a quick look at Sama Kamara from the under 78 kilo category, and Neil Ariano, the two French fighters sitting together. We'll see him in the under 100 kilo category. He's a real handful.
Well, Meunier has just stepped off the gas just a little bit and allowed the pole to come back into it. So now, and it is all about pace. It's about building up the pace, getting ahead on attacks, and there's another good, strong Sianagi there from Kanitsky.
They've both worked hard, haven't they, both fighters?
Yeah, they are. The work rate is good. That's why there's no penalties on the board. You've got to attack, don't forget, every 20 to, I'd say 40 seconds. I'd like to say 20 to 30, but actually it works out a bit more than that.
Let's see now, Meunier's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's back and forth, isn't it? And coming up to the last 9, well, we're into the last 10 seconds, and it might just go into golden score, this.
And right at the end, Koinishny puts in a couple of attacks. That was almost tennis-like, backward and forward.
It was, and now it goes to golden score. Any score on the board, any penalty, and it could decide the match. So both of them now, it's almost, I like to think of it, I don't know if you're the same, Shadow, but I like to think of it as almost a contest of two halves, because it can start completely different pace in a golden score situation.
Yeah, we've seen the first half. Here comes part 2 then.
Oh!
Straight into it, yeah.
Yeah, Sodi Surakami there, went off the sleeves right the way underneath her. Got to catch them though, you've got to take them onto their side, upper part of the body to hit the side. And if you do that, then you get a Yuko scored. Anything that rolls onto the back or points to the shoulders is a Wazari. And if you throw them with force onto the back, that's the Ippon. Ippon's what we're aiming for.
Kind of ran onto it, didn't she?
She did. Well, she got the score for it, and that was it, all over. So she did get the Yuko for that.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at it back in slow motion in a second. So a very happy Meunier opens up the medal account for France, and she looks very pleased, like you said, just trying to establish herself, I think, in that 48 kilos division.
Well, it's a good start for her to take an IJF medal. You want to be able to put that on your resume. Down on the side.
Was, absolutely. Yeah. The referee was on a good position, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Landed on her side. She knew it had gone as soon as she went underneath there.
No complaints from her.
Well, we were talking about the contest of two halves. That was it, wasn't it?
Part
Only
two
this
wasn't
half
that long.
wasn't that long. Doesn't matter which side they land on, as long as the side hits the mat. It's not the bottom part, remember, not the legs, but the top half.
So we come to the second of the bronze medal contest. Viola Kelmendi of Kosovo faces Anastasia Pavlenko of Russia. It'll be Kelmendi in the white judogi, Pavlenko in blue. How many times have we said that name, Kelmendi?
Well, we were just talking to her cousin outside, of course, the newly appointed Olympic champion, and she was just saying that she hopes she puts up a good performance. They're pushing for it, and we'll probably catch them in the stands.
Andres Cabero of Guatemala is the referee in the middle for this one. Yeah, the coach, the Kosovan coach, Dragan Kuka, really believes that Fiola Kelmendi, could have offered up something, fairly special if she hadn't taken time off to study. 4 years out.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that what she
4
took?
years
4
out.
years. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a long time out.
She's just back now.
Well, study's over, and here she goes with the judo. Fighting for bronze, though. First contest back.
School's out.
Yeah. Kelmendi in white. Pavlenko is in blue.
It's the second time that Kelmendi's had to face a Russian today. Her opening contest was against a Russian. Got past her. Lost to Koinishny, the Polish fighter, before going down into the repechage and coming through the repechage.
Well, they have to get to the quarter-final stages of the tournament to have any chance of fighting for a medal. If they lose in the semi-finals, they come immediately down to fight for third place. But if they lose in the quarters, they have to do a repechage final. And they have to win that repechage final. Then they fight one of the losing semi-finalists. And that's the way it works. And 2 bronze medals in judo.
It was Sabina Gilyazova of Russia who was the unlucky Russian first up. Maybe Pavlenko will get some payback for her, but I think that's the thing furthest from her mind at the moment. She's just worried about this contest, not bothered about her teammates lost this morning.
Yeah, and she's got a penalty up there. Shido can't afford too many of those.
She may have seen the loss, or at the very least, she'll have spoken to her teammates today. What went on?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a close
Take
one. Was
down.
that a Yuko?
Yeah,
It was.
See, there's something about her. She's still got a judo brain. Don't take that long off and can come back with that kind of reaction. She reacts really, really well. I was saying that to a coach. She's got good reactions.
And there is her cousin. You can see the likeness as well, but she's in there supporting Kelmendi. And Kelmendi here now a Yuko ahead from that counter-attack.
She's been caught once today, and she got caught coming on to her opponent. The rest of the time, when she's been able to keep that distance, and she reacts really well to the attacks of her opponents. Normally, she's able to keep away from them. There's the takedown onto the side there, yeah.
Tani Otoshi, and a good one as well. Just takes her off onto her side cleanly. You can see that. Now the Russian under pressure.
A little over a minute and a half left to go. Good grip with the right hand high up and on the collar, just controlling that top half. One way to break it up.
Yeah, she's got to be a bit careful. She's just a little bit too lively, Pavlenko. She's going to run onto something if she's not careful. She's the one, don't forget, that's got to come forwards, and she's got to take the fight to Kelmendi now, but Kelmendi can't sit on it. She's got a minute and a quarter to go, and she's got to make sure that she attacks all the way through for that minute.
That was a tired-looking effort from Pavlenko, wasn't it? Tired-looking effort.
Well, it's almost as if they kind of give it up in their mind, don't they? But then on the other side of that, we were talking about that last minute where they try and defend the last minute, and they've dominated for 3 minutes of the contest. Why change it in the last minute? So Kelmendi got to keep coming forwards, got to keep attacking.
Oh, that was a nice position taken up by Pavlenko there. Just got into an attacking position and then bailed out. Probably didn't feel strong enough to go through with that Osotogari. It was there for a moment.
Into the last 30 seconds then. Here we go. Can Kelmendi just hold on to this? I think Pavlenko now has to just throw caution to the wind, has to come forwards, take some chances. Well, we know what the dangers are, Sheldon, when they come forward like that. It's going to be a penalty, I think, to Kelmendi.
Yeah, she's just avoiding to take a grip. He gave her the passivity penalty, but he had a choice, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, definitely. It's you have to play the rules a little bit. She could get 3 penalties up there, and it still won't be more than that Yuko on the board. But 4 will be disqualification, and that's what we were talking about. All over. Big celebrations, and that was a good one, wasn't it? I mean, she had to come forward, Pavlenko, and take her chance.
That's the second time we've seen her execute that makikomi. The first time she initiated it in an earlier round, but this time she had Pavlenka coming on just where she wanted her to and was able to catch her. Finish off with some style. She'd already scored the Yuko, that was enough to take her. She picked up the 2 penalties, we'll leave that out for the moment. But that makikomi at the end, that really did for Pavlenka. So,
first
medals.
First contest back. It was a good, nice little comeback tournament, and she got better and better as it went on, which is very commendable. Commendable.
I'll let you coin that one.
Yeah,
then.
Exactly. Well, I'm sure we'll have people writing about that.
It was the only time that she threatened her, Pavlenka, with the... it was the only technique with which she threatened Kelmendi. First, it was about a minute and a half left to go, a big Osodagari, and she bailed out of it. That time she gave a little bit more, but the stretch was too far. The leg was too... she was stretched herself too far.
Well, it's what we talked about, just taking chances, isn't it? You have to take a chance, and that's what happened. So it was on literally the last second of the contest, and it was all over. Harai Makikomi, or Soto Makikomi.
And the last time, I remember that arm getting pulled across the body. That's what makes them fly. She did that as well. Right, the final of the under 48 kilo category. Milica Nikolic of Serbia faces Noah Minska of Israel. It's Nikolic in the white judogi, Minska in blue.
Well, again, 2 fighters that we haven't seen in a Grand Prix final before. This is all new territory for them, but it will certainly give them very valuable world ranking points. And I said in the earlier rounds that not so important when it comes to Olympic qualification yet, but what it can do is give them a higher world ranking to seed them into the next event, the next Grand Prix, and the next Grand Slam, and then the next one after that. And so it's a progression, and that 4 years goes very, very quickly, and we'll be facing Tokyo. And who knows, this particular gold and silver medal might give them valuable points towards that.
That was quite right. There are new faces on the block. We haven't seen either of these in an IJF final before. It's the first time for Milica Nikolic. She picked up a bronze at the Grand Slam in Tumin earlier in the year, and that was at a time when it was a fairly quiet time. Everybody was in preparation for the game. She picked up a bronze there, and it's the first chance of a medal for Noah Minska, the Israeli.
Yeah, well, we know that they get a lot of excellent results, Israel, don't they? And they've had there he is, Shani, but just doing a great job with the women's team, and they're getting some great results. And here's a youngster here in the final, so all looking good for him in his development program as well. Oh, close there, very low. Sodi Surikomigoshi, a shoulder throw there that drops right the way underneath Nikolic, and Nikolic just manages to turn out.
Yeah, whoever was in the driving seat last cycle, look out, youngsters on the way.
Well, it was, and we remember, that's it, it's all over. Nikolic takes Minster down. Wow, Koshiguruma, and she just took her down. It was good control of the head. It was almost as if she knew it was just a matter of time there. Minska will get the silver medal, but a very well-deserved gold medal there to Nikolic. And Nikolic wins the gold medal for Serbia.
So, Grand Prix gold medal to add to her bronze medal from the Tumen Grand Slam earlier in the year, and a first ever IJF medal for the Israeli Noah Minsker, and it's a silver. That's a good performance.
Well, that was excellent. And, you know, when you look at the body language here, it was like she really did expect it. She catches the head and throws the hips across, has a second stab at it, and just takes her over. And Koshiguruma controls the head. She would have held her anyway, almost for sure. She had the Kesagatami as well.
Straight into that.
Yep, straight in. And it was a great win there for Nikolic in the under 48 kilos category, and the first gold medal for Serbia. And lovely to see a small country winning such a major medal.
Yeah.
All about readjustment, judo. It is about readjusting balance. The first time doesn't always work. Second adjustment, and then the third one there. She sends the hips across, and that face says it all, doesn't it?
We come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 60 kilo category. The first of these features Cedric Revol of France. He's up against Philipp Graf of Germany. It'll be Revol in the white judogi and Graf in blue. Referee in the middle for this one, Sinisa Skrbic of Serbia.
Well, I think the French team as well, it's a young team, isn't it? They're putting quite a few new people out at this tournament. Just see how they do. So, second chance of a medal here for France. And of course, Germany will be doing the same. Here he is, Cedric Revol. Ranked 63 in the world, but it doesn't mean too much now. But they're going to pick up world ranking points no matter what. And Philipp Graf there kind of picked himself up, didn't he, in his previous match? And we saw a little bit more of how he could attack rather than just defend. He was a bit just too defensive, and I think that's why he lost and didn't go through to the final. Gonna have to watch out for that though, because he can't start riding Cianagis and hope that he's just going to get rid of it, because it won't happen.
I hadn't seen any of his mat work. I'd seen him standing up, but I didn't get to see any of his newaza earlier on. Let's maybe get a closer look in this contest with Revol.
Yeah, well, I think that's an important point as well, Sheldon, is that just to see what their progression from standing down to ground is. And there were very few that have absolute amazing transition, although they'll have one or two techniques that they might do. But, of course, it wins major tournaments, and the ones that specialise, of course, are winning the major tournaments from the transition.
First minute gone, no score, and both fighters nice and active. Good battle in prospect here. Yeah,
and I know I've said it more than once now, but he'll have to be careful, Graf, because he keeps trying to ride that Cianagi of Revol. And Revol, if he just connects and also readjusts the Cianagi, Graf could be in trouble. All about finding the line of attack. Got to try and find the central part of the balance, whether it's the throw to the back or to the front. And that's what he's trying to do. That's trying to get the hips across, get them right underneath his partner's centre of balance.
He had a little stab with that Ojigari that had Graf moving backwards and stepping off. So he's given him a look in both directions.
Yeah, he is, and he's readjusting all the time, Revol. Graf, though, big Makakomi attempt there from him. Suddenly realised he was behind on attacks.
My money is on a combination now that Graf has seen both directions. Revol looked to set him up with one feel, having blocking strongly, and then taking backwards.
It's action-reaction, isn't it? And that's what we want to see. Big action-reaction. So they defend one way and then you take them the other. And that's what the throwing is all about. But also with the newaza as well, it's action-reaction. You know, you get an opposite reaction. And there's a nice Ouchi and a nice Yuko there. Beautifully taken.
Well, he flashed at that earlier on.
Yeah, you did say as well.
Graf was stepping off it. Better hook this time, and he couldn't get off the leg. Tried to turn off it, but he eventually went down for Yuko.
Very, very low, wasn't it? Drove off that back leg.
He's sweeping the mat with his knee. He's so low down as he hooks in for that Ojigari.
Yeah, now it's up to Graf. Graf's got to do something.
I like it better. I like watching Graf better. I know it's going to sound odd. When he's trailing.
Yeah, well, he came back the last time, didn't he? That's
Yeah.
exactly what he did. He started to open up, realised that he was losing the contest, and maybe I've got to do something here.
A little bit too high up with that Makikomi effort. Revol blocked that. He's tall for 60 kilos. You just hit him a little bit too high.
Yeah, well, he goes right and left, Revol. All the time setting it up for the left Seoinage, but when he can catch the sleeve, he goes right as well. There's the Seoinage! Just a matter of time. It's got to be a Wazari at least, I'd say. And it was as close to an Ippon, wasn't it? I would have said.
Maybe just rolled him. That's the only reason they would have given that.
Yep, no, you did right. Wazari, good call from the referee. Well, found his line there, didn't he? Right the way between the legs, right the way underneath. And he's a Wazari up now. Wazari and a Yuko.
Well, he showed us his ability at getting low with the Ojigari on a couple of occasions. But that time he used it beautifully for that Seoinage. Over he went for Wazari. 2 good scores now to Revol. There's still 1:19 left to go. He shows no sign of tiring.
No, well, again, like we said earlier, that if he stops now or he stops attacking or looks to defend, it's not the best form. I mean, he might as well carry on doing what he's just done over the last 4 minutes. Terrific stuff. He's worked very, very hard. He's got 2 big scores on the board. He found the central part of Graf, so he was right the way underneath, between the legs in the end. All those readjustments paid off.
Penalty-free contest as well, which is nice. Both fighters working well, working hard.
Still think he's going to go left here, Revol. He's setting him up all the time for a turn to the left.
Just got that hand free.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, and he goes right. But he did get the hand on first.
Well, there he was as well, trying to just climb over the top of it. Graf, if it was me, I think I would be pushing the head into the ground in a nice way, of course.
A little over half a minute left to go. 2 scores on the board for Revol. Graf with a mountain to climb here, really. Oh, nice effort there.
Yeah, really nice, wasn't it? Again, it's what he does when he's under pressure, and you're right. I think if I was his coach, I'd tell him that he was a Wazari down straight away from the beginning of the contest, because he certainly fights better when he's under pressure.
Hasn't picked up a single penalty, Graf. I think he gave away 5 in the couple of contests that we saw before, because he was allowed to get away with them. It's a good point that you were making earlier on. If they can't get away with them, if they've got 3, they won't do a 4th. And he's kept himself penalty free here.
So now he comes forwards, and he'll have to be careful of that drop, and I still think it's going to go on the left. I don't know why, but changes it there with the Tomoinage. 6 seconds left then, all just time running out, and it's going to be too little too late, and Revol of France gets their 2nd bronze medal, and it's only 2 categories in.
I enjoyed that.
I did too, and I think you're right. You just look at it. There was no penalties there. Both of them were attacking. It was a good performance there, and the readjustments that Revol made paid off in the end. And he had to be careful, Graf, all the way through that. He was on his back, wasn't he, so often, and had to be careful of the CI.
Graf gave everything that he had. Revol caught him twice. And he caught him well, to be honest. once with the Yochigari, second time with the Seoinage. And after that, he just managed things nicely. Kept up a good rate of attacks, didn't pick up a penalty. Just goes to show that you can win with a couple of scores that he had, from quite a way into the contest, and not have to give up a penalty in doing it. Good effort from Graf, but the medal goes to Revaux.
Yeah, right the way underneath. Look how central he is. Not only that, he gets good rotation as well. Look at his lapel hand and his sleeve hand working together. So the direction hand, the Kazushi hand starts the whole process. Look at the pull on the sleeves, and he just pulls it right the way through there. And because it rolled, it wasn't classed as an ippon. Kazushi hand starts, direction hand rotates him round, and he just carries on the rotation. Beautiful Wazari, and in the end it was enough to win him the bronze medal.
We've got a second bronze medal contest coming up now. Matthias Terboc of Slovenia faces Joachim Gomes of Spain. It'll be Terboc in the white judogi, Gomes in blue.
Yeah, good fighter, Terboc. We've seen him a lot, haven't we, in the previous 4-year qualification for the Olympic Games. He's been out there a lot and part of the Slovenian machine. Just explain just a little bit about that machine. I mean, it's not a technical, you wouldn't call it a technical machine, but they produce fighters. And
production line.
It is a production line of fighters. They have great condition, don't they? They come out and they never stop.
They've got what they feel to be a workable format, and they don't go outside that. They don't worry to go outside that. They're perfectly happy with the results that they're getting from the number of fighters from which they've got to choose from, and doing a good job. It's
not a lot of fighters, but it's a handful of fighters that work so physically hard, and they have great condition. They never stop. Every one of them has the same kind of style as well. And Terboc is part of the production line. He'll keep coming forward all the time. But here we go. Gomes into the attack, trying to get the strangle on. He needs to hold on to that now. Look at that. It's going on. That is on. Yeah. Definitely is on. And we can see it quite clearly. The pressure's starting to go on. He needs to get a little bit of
He's gone
leverage.
Now. He's gone now.
It's ippon.
Yeah. Just left it that little bit too long.
He did.
Did Matthias. Yeah.
Well, like you say, you can only hold on for so long, and then once it passes that certain point there, it's ippon, and ippon to Gomes of Spain. So Gomes, beautiful technique there, just as we were saying about the Slovenian machine, but this time, of course, got caught cold, and that's what we're on about with transition.
He was hoping that Yevgeny Rakhilin, the referee, was going to help him out. He was showing him that it was okay, it wasn't on, he could resist it, but his face said otherwise.
It did do, and he just needed to drop his hips. We'll have a look at it in a second on, how he catches it. But it was a poor technique. He stayed on his hands and knees for too long. And, well, credit to Gomes. Gomes was on top, got the feed through, fed the jacket through underneath the neck, then started to climb. And I think that Terboc thought that he could just hold it off there, and the leg comes over the arm just to secure it. He gets the leverage, drops his hips in, and it was all over. Had to submit, and the bronze medal, and the first bronze medal to Spain.
2 seconds later, he was back up on his feet without any trouble.
Well, I'm not going to listen to you anymore.
Right, we've got the final now of the under 60 kilo category. Vincent Manquest of France faces Robert Shvidobadze of Russia. It's Manquest in the white judogi, Shvidobadze in blue. Don't worry about the caption on your screen there, we'll sort that out in a second, but as you can see from the scoreboard there, it's Manquest and Shvidobadze. The referee in the middle for this one, well, I'm not even going to have a go at that. But he's from Finland. I'm really sorry, but normally, you know me, I'll give any name a go, but I need to have another look at that one. There's Shvidobadze, and there is Manquest.
Shvidobadze straight away dominating the big arm over the top there, and well, Manquest, of course, tactically he's going to be very aware, and he's going to realise that when that arm comes over he's going to be in danger, so he's going to start to attack, and I think that that's got to be his tactics, because if he lets this man settle, Shvidobadze will be very dangerous with that arm over the top.
There's a real difference between the pair as far as experience is concerned. Shvidobadze is 27 years old, and Manquest, well, he was junior world champion last year, 2015. He won the junior world championships. Okay, yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon. A couple of years ago, it was Ljubljana, and he's moved up from 55 to 60. So he's been going through that development stage and going through the changes. He's arrived here in the 60 kilo category now, and he comes up against...
Oh, the arm lock's on!
Yes.
It's on! It's on! Yeah, he
there.
had to submit. He had to submit.
Yeah.
Now then, are they going to allow that?
Sure.
Well, I would have said so, because he stood up. He was just a little bit slow on that, I think, the referee. And, well, I think it'll be, well, was he absolutely standing? And I thought he was quite clear of the mat there. So that's why. Yeah, he is. He had to kind of submit there to get him to let go. So be interested to see how they play this. Because the point is, Sheldon, right, is that the head has to be still in contact.
You didn't have any contact.
He didn't have any contact at all.
Well, they've given it.
Oh. Wow. Well, that would be an interesting one for when we have to have a look at the technicalities of that particular move, because you can do the flying jujigatame and you can also do the jujigatame, but if they've got to bring you completely off the ground, but he didn't actually submit until he was right off the ground. But anyway, it was a brilliantly executed arm lock, and Shvidobadze, what can you say? Gold medal to France.
Yeah.
I think we better go home, I think. Now, arm lock went on. He hadn't submitted yet, and he submitted there.
He lifts him off the mat as if to say, look, I've lifted him off the mat.
Yep. But in the end, he has to submit.
He has to submit, yeah.
Well, either that or get his arm broken, yeah. And so he has to, but his head was just quite clearly off the mat. If he'd have executed it with the head on the mat, so I'll be very interested to see what the referees say about this, because that for sure is going to be one that is going to be used at a referee's commission, ippon or no ippon. And for me, I didn't think it was.
Make a note of that one then.
Yeah.
Shvidobadze has picked up 5 bronze medals. It's the first time that he'd been in a final, and he ends up with a silver. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we've got the lineup here. The first of the bronze medals goes to Fiola Kelmendi of Kosovo, and the second bronze medal goes to Cheyenne Mounier of France.
Yeah, so excellent performance from both the bronze medalists.
Silver medal goes to Noah Minsker of Israel, and the gold medal goes to Milica Nikolic of Serbia.
She looked in control from the very beginning, and it was what she kind of expected. You could see it as soon as the arm went around the back there, just small readjustment of the hips, and over she went there. Koshiguruma looked for the counter-attack, I think, at first, the Israeli, but it wasn't to be. Kept the balance, readjusted, and yeah, she was definitely going for the pickup.
Dr. Sanda Chorac, she's the president of the Croatian Judo Federation, making the presentations along with Mohamed Marija, the education director from the International Judo Federation. And now the national anthem of Serbia. Stadium announcer calls for the family picture. That's Dennis van der Geest, who we can hear down on taking control of the announcements in the stadium.
Former heavyweight champion, of course. And there's confirmation there. Nikolic, Serbia, the gold. Minska of Israel gets the silver. And then the bronze medals, of course, go to Monnier of France and Kelmende of Kosovo.
We come now to the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 52 kilo category. Tina Sikic of Croatia faces Angelica Delgado of the United States of America. It'll be Sikic in the white, Judogi Delgado in blue. So the home crowd gets something to cheer about.
Always nice to see, isn't it, to see the home crowd in there, and mum and dad there up in the stands, aunts, uncles, friends, training partners, everybody up there. Sikic in white, Delgado of the USA in blue. Got to be careful of that. Almost overstretched straight away there, Sikic. One of the problems, of course, attacking the front leg. I think that might be brother up there. We just saw it in the stands there. And I was going to say, one of the problems attacking a front leg, people don't put the front leg forwards unless it's quite strong, and you've got to be careful that you don't wrap yourself around there, and small readjustment take you over the top.
Both of her bronze medal performances have come this year. Sikic, the Grand Slam in Tumin at the Grand Prix in Ulaanbaatar, so took advantage of the lull, the pre-Olympic lull.
Yeah, but I mean that's what this is as well, isn't it? Really, yeah. It's like an after-Olympic lull, and so great opportunity for them to establish themselves on the circuit. Oh! Massive Satai Surukamiyashi there by Delgado, and wow, Wazari scored.
Nice movement, Angelica. Way to go.
Well, and directly into the hold down as well here. Sikic in all sorts of problems down there. Massive technique. Great ashiwaza, it really was. Good control with the hands, and also now needs to hold for one more second and it's all over.
Ooh.
Well, that'll be interesting. Look at that, 14 seconds. She needed 15 seconds to make it Wazari Etiebon, and in fact she gets a Yuko. Here's a Garuma or Sasai Tsuru Komiyashi. I think more of a block, but anyway, it was beautiful technique and takes her over for the Wazari, and now she's still in the match, Sikic.
Yeah, I'll go with your first call, Sasai Tsuru Komiyashi. Nice movement from Delgado, and it just goes to show that once in a while you'll get a flash of something from a player that begs the question, where was that over whatever period it is that we've been watching Delgado?
Yeah, but it is a feel, isn't it? You know, that's why we train for it. Do you know what? She could just do this, Sikic, here. Don't write her off from this, because there's still two whole minutes to go.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. And if she's not careful here, Delgado, she's got to stay off the ground. That's apparent. Doesn't want to be down there. That Sangaku was actually on, certainly connected. And she's not going to give up, is she, Sikic?
Delgado got the Yuko from the Osai Komi. Wazari came from that Sasai Tsuru Komiyashi. She's going for it again. Hey, if it worked once, give it another go. But that time, Sikic managed to step off it.
Yeah, so what a good match. We've had some great matches in this final session of day one. Terrific stuff. And it's not over yet. So stay with us, because some great judo. Don't forget, the main aim here is to to score ippon, and we can do that in 4 different ways. We can throw our opponent flat on their back, or we can arm lock and strangle for a submission, or hold down for 20 seconds, but that's only the top part of our opponent's body that we hold down. We're not allowed to be entangled with the legs. So different ways of winning, and that's what we're looking for here now. We've got a Wazari and a Yuko on the board from Delgado. Delgado is in charge, but coming up to the last minute, she's going to get a penalty for sure. Oh, and gets countered. And it's a Wazari scored as well there from Sikic, and Sikic almost landed in the hold down. So she went for the same as she was. Look at this, look. But all her balance was wrong. You know, everything that you said was right, Sheldon, and the first time was wrong that time there. And Sikic all of a sudden sees herself winning this match. If she gets a Yuko on the board, she'll be ahead in this match, because Delgado's got the penalty. Wow, what a turn of event.
She's looking for the Kochigake, is Sikic. Just trying to get that right leg hooked in there. Catch Delgado off balance.
Well, she's going to come forward, Sikic here. She's not going to give this one up, especially with home crowd support as well. Everybody behind her. Got nothing to lose whatsoever. Just pulled that Wazari back. She needs a Yuko on the board. She'll win this match. Well, I'd say she was about a half a second off losing that, wasn't she? Because that was halfway between 14 and 15 seconds.
And then almost getting caught with the Ashiwaza again, but managing to turn her. And coming up with Wazari. Yeah, nervous times now for Sikic. 34 seconds left to go.
Yeah, how often do we see a score as soon as they start a contest again as well? So watch out for this one, because Sikic is going to come in all guns blazing here. Delgado is on the retreat. Drops Seanagi Delgado. Good attack under pressure.
Yes. Used up 10 seconds, that little exchange.
Not over yet. Another penalty going to go to Delgado for sure. The referee didn't give it. Got to give it. She's dropping. She's defending. Well, and here we go, because video referee has told him that he's got to give it.
Yeah. Second penalty. Got to go now.
6 seconds left, and it's just ticking away there. Delgado is just going to hold on to this. Oh, my goodness me. Well, that was skin of the teeth there. Delgado almost winning it, and it was all so easy, but then all of a sudden it became very, very difficult. Credit, though, I think, Sheldon to Sikic, because she fought back hard.
Gave plenty, didn't she? And as Neil was saying, she was almost on her way out after the Osaikami went to 14 seconds. She was 1 second away from losing that, and then she came back and she gave us almost 2 minutes of good competition. But Delgado it is who wins out.
You can see the highlights of this fight on the big screen.
Kept the home crowd interested. That was a lovely piece of work.
Yeah, it was a beautiful technique and great follow through as well on the ground. Tied her head up. Everything seemed right. Just the good rotation, good balance as well. The good balance, of course, is sacrificing your own weight and using the momentum. And that's exactly what she did there, is use the momentum to
Nice
great
technique.
effect. Yeah, it was. It was lovely. Even turned the head at the end there,
Yep.
just to get her onto her back.
Very stylish. Now, we've got the second of the bronze medal contests coming up now. Kelly Edwards of Great Britain faces Larissa Florian of Romania. It's Kelly Edwards in the white judogi, Larissa Florian in blue, and Larissa Florian sporting that shiner under the right eye there.
Well, Edwards had some really great attacks in the earlier rounds. She really did. A little bit unfortunate, I think, and losing in the semi-final. Was it semi-final or quarter-final? Can't remember if it was quarters, but anyway, she just lost. It was close. But some good Sinagis and Sori Surakomigoshis, and certainly she's going to be a danger here to Florian of Romania.
Yeah, it was in the semi-final when she lost out to Distria Krasniki.
That's right, she did, and it was pretty close as well. So here we go now, Edwards in white, Florian of Romania in blue. Left against right. Edwards got the traditional right-handed sleeve and lapel, and she's got the underneath grip as well. So she's going to pop that in a second. Florian almost just waiting for it. Dennis Stewart, the 1988 Olympic bronze medalist from Great Britain, in the coaching chair there for Kelly Edwards. First attack to Edwards. Well, I think it's up to Florian to take the initiative a little bit. She's just very slightly off the pace. Edwards just ahead on attacks, but nothing on the board. "25 years of age, Kelly Edwards." Well, we're talking about it, Sheldon, weren't we, about just a little bit lenient, I think, on some of the penalties as to when to give them. I think if they're a little bit harder, then it kind of initiates more urgency from the fighters.
Yeah, both fighters in that kind of comfort zone where they don't appear to be doing a great deal and just wandering around a little bit, waiting for something to happen. There must come a time when the referee says, okay, well, you more than your opponent have been a little bit backward in coming forward, so you're going to get the penalty. And then he can sit back and say, right, I'll leave it up to you now.
Yeah, well, certainly Florian looks to me as if she's waiting for the Sakeshi. She's waiting to counter. But she'll have to be careful of that because Edwards is going to readjust that all the time. And if she's going to score, it's going to be with that. But there, Florian turns in with a left-handed Cianagi herself.
So what you really wanted, or what Edwards wanted, was another attack before Florian's. That would really put her behind. But Romanian came up with her own attack there.
Oh, there it is! Readjustment. Oh, brilliant Cianagi there from Edwards. And she readjusted it in the end. She was always kind of threatening that, wasn't she?
She looked rather pleased with herself.
Yeah, great stuff. So pleased for her. You know, she trains very, very hard. And she was doing a lot of the drop Cianagis in the semi-final weren't quite coordinated. That one was coordinated, and that shows how pleased she is with that medal.
Yeah, it's like, I knew I could do it.
Well, it's not a World Cup medal, it is a Grand Prix medal, so it's a step up, and it's certainly a well-deserved medal there for Kelly Edwards.
That was a very good change of direction.
Yeah. Look at the hand there. I said she had the inside grip, which is what she wanted when they were gripped up earlier, and just came up there, drove off the back leg, but comes back up onto her feet, has a slight readjustment of balance there, and the second stab is what takes the Romanian over. Flat on her back, clean hip on. Once again, the Kazushi hand starts it all off, controls the sleeve, pulls it through. She never lets go. Wow, some great judo in these medal matches.
But been a good afternoon so far. We've got more action coming now with the gold medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. Distrik Krasniki of Kosovo faces Karolina Pienkowska of Poland. It's Krasniki in the white judogi, Pienkowska in blue. And no doubt you'll have two Kelmendis supporting her now.
Tell us what's so special about Krasniki in Kosovo as well. It's just under, obviously, she's just not quite the number one in the country. She knows that because she's got the Olympic champion there, but this gives her a chance to shine, doesn't it?
She's been in the shadow, understandably, of Mylinda Kelmendi, with Kelmendi, performing so well. It'd have to be something extra special to even get close to her, and Krasniki's not quite there yet. She was bronze medalist here last year, won the Junior World Championships last year, so she's already shown all the signs that she should of being able to do something. She's just now going to have this chance with Kelmendi not taking a break but not being full on for a while. So we're talking about teammate.
Yeah, she's having a good time. Well, great, isn't it? I mean, you're Olympic champion, you're up there, and well, it's a good time in your life when you're top. And anyway, Krasniki now pushing hard in this contest and straight into the attack. Pienkowska, though, will have something to say about it.
Well, this will be, whatever happens here, Pienkowska is going to win her first ever IJF medal. No Grand Prix or no Grand Slam medal, so in the final. She's guaranteed of some kind of medal. Krasniki will be hoping it will be silver.
Of course.
She'll be happy to get an IJF medal, make her happy with silver. I bet that's what the coach said to her.
Well, the thing is, you can kind of establish that feeling as well if you hit it hard at the beginning and make them happy with their silver medal. And she's into the attack, Krasniki, and she's the one that's initiating at the moment. Almost fell into the arm lock there, didn't she, the pole?
Looks comfortable, Krasniki. She's not phased by the situation.
Well, she's kind of waiting for her moment, isn't she? Just feeling her way through the contest and just trying to set her up and dominating with the grips, which is, of course, most of what we have to do in judo. We have to dominate the grips. He who dominates the grips dominates the contest normally. It's not just two people in pajamas. It's very, very strong and hard, the material of the judogi, and it plays a massive part in our game. Almost scored there, Krasniki. Almost took her over.
Pinkowska has just picked up a penalty for passivity. Neil talks about fighters being off the pace. Well, Pinkowska is just off the pace there. Well, just when you thought you looked comfortable, put yourself in a poor position there. Left herself open.
She did,
for that.
And she gets counted down for a Yuko, so it's a score up to Pinkowska. Have a look how it happened. She was off balance when she came in. So you could see that. She was leaning backwards and then gets taken down onto her side for the Yuko scored.
Quite lucky that
it wasn't a bit more.
It wasn't a bit more with the handwork.
It was, yeah.
She was okay just to take her over and get the counter, but could have been a lot worse.
Well, that would have been interesting if that arm lock had been on, because we would have seen there to see if the referees played it any differently.
Well, the contest has taken a different turn now. Pinkowska leading by Yuko. She'll do her best to make things difficult for Krasniki, and the clock now comes into play. We're inside the last minute. No more dancing around from Krasniki. It's got to be serious stuff here.
I was going to say it's game on, isn't it, now? Absolutely. She realises she needs a big score. It's got to be at least a Yuko. And that was a poor attack. Untidy. It really was. Very untidy there. Straight into groundwork, trying to waste valuable seconds. It'll have to be positive, though. 30 seconds left in this contest, and Krasniki will have to come forwards.
Pinkowska just picked up the single penalty, and as her experience has shown us, a few of the fighters are clever enough to burn one, possibly even two more penalties on their way as the clock runs down. Don't put it past Pinkowska to do just that.
Well, she has her head down. She's defending. She should get a penalty now for defending, and she does. But too little, too late again. And I think one of the things that they're going to have to look at, they will really have to look at it, because the penalties come too little, too late, and they've run away for too long. But it was enough, that Yuko, to score and to win the match for Pinkowska. So one gold medal goes to Poland as well, Sheldon. So the medals again being spread all over the place.
Krasniki came in here as the number one seed. The big question for me was, in the absence and without the without Kelmendi looking over her shoulder, and with her presence, was Krasniki going to do it? Well, unfortunately for her, she's fallen at the the final hurdle. She'll take a silver here. It all looked good on paper later on, but Krasnicki didn't come here to get silver.
No, exactly. And we talk about sometimes winning certain medals and losing others, and that's certainly her losing the gold, because she would have come here for the gold medal. But so did this girl here. So did very, very well.
And she'll be absolutely delighted with the way things have worked out. But when Krasnicki looks at that field, she'll want to say, I'm the best in this weight category. And today, Piankowska was the best.
Piankowska did great. Took an opportunity, and that was a very poor technique there from Krasnicki. Just gets taken down onto a side, and a Yuko and a gold medal, and a well-deserved gold medal as well to Poland and to Piankowska. Not expected, as Sheldon said, but it's our sport, I'm afraid. You don't fully commit in the right way. One small slip, and it can cost you dearly.
Good point. That this is not a committed attack, and that's why she leaves the opportunity for Piankowska to counter her. She's not coming out. She doesn't get out of there. It's a danger position. She doesn't get out of it, and she ends up getting caught. Okay, well, there's a bit of work to be done. Right, we come now to the medal presentation in the under 60 kilo category. Daniel Lascaux is presenting the medals, first of all, to Joaquin Gomez of Spain and to Cedric Revol of France. Silver medal goes to Robert Shvidabadze of Russia. And the gold medal goes to Vincent Manquest of France. France picking up 2 medals there.
Yeah, big surprise, I think, wasn't it? Didn't quite expect it to happen like that, and I think it's one of those things we're going to have a look at very, very carefully. I think the refereeing commission as well will need to look at that. I wonder whether there'll be any kind of complaint from the Russians about that. Certainly it puts into our minds as to whether or how far you have to pick them up to get a mate when it comes to it. Interesting though, but anyway, well-deserved gold medal certainly for Manquest.
And now the national anthem of France. Some of the French fighters singing away there the national anthem. We'll be hoping that they'll be singing on Sunday when they're on the podium.
No, exactly.
You haven't nicked my pen, have you, mate? That was the final lineup. And now we come to the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category. The first of these features Tal Flicker of Israel. He's up against Denis Vieru of Moldavia. It's Flicker in the white judogi, Vieru in blue. Here's Neil.
Yeah, they have fought each other once before, these two. Flicker was the winner on that occasion. And you can see that Vieru here from Moldavia will be really adding to his points, his world qualification points. He's got 110. He's world ranked 110 at the moment. Flicker at 41. Doesn't really matter that much at this particular moment, but they will improve on that, and their world ranking will get up, and it will matter in a couple of years' time. But this man here, Flicker, I know that Israel have got high expectations of him, and he's going to come out here, but fighting a very, very talented youngster in Viru of Moldavia. Flicker in white, Viru in blue.
Flicker lost out in the quarter-final to his teammate Baruch Shmailov. Shmailov it was who went into the semi-final.
Well, then into the final. He's in the final, of course, yeah.
And then he defeated Abdul Jalilov of Russia.
Yeah.
So there's a chance for Israel to pick up 2 medals here. They're definitely going to get one from the final. Whether it's gold or silver, we don't know, but Flicker with the chance to do something here.
Oh, he's got the arm again. Oh, he was almost on that. And we see that so often now, don't we? They drop down for Sianagi. They don't pull the arm in. And the arm is straight and almost gave the arm up there, Viru. You have to be careful. But all of a sudden, as well, a penalty goes up to Flicker. And I didn't quite see what he got that for. So Sheldon's just informing me now that it was for edge play or poor edge play, just walked out the edge.
And they've taken it away now. Sometimes I think they're just listening to us, waiting.
I think so.
For us to say something and then make us look a little bit silly. I definitely saw the referee give the edge signal. And there was definitely a penalty that went up there.
Yeah, well, for those that are joining us that don't know judo out there, I know that there's quite a few people just probably tuning in, and we have to stay within that yellow area. So the area is very prevalent to us not getting penalties or getting penalties if we walk out of the area. So we have to stay within that yellow area throughout the contest and try to execute techniques within it. 5-minute contest for the men, 4 for the ladies. Oh, Yoko Satemi, beautiful Yoko Satemi. Yuko scored. And that was a lovely Yoko Otoshi there. It's side sacrifice. Just look how he drives off the leg there, uses the head as well. And remember, you're not allowed to touch the legs in any way, in defense, attack, or as a combination while executing a technique. That's going to be another score there. He's going to score another Yuko, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the referee hasn't given it yet, but he's going to. Is he?
His buddies may have to help him out here. That was the score.
Yeah, quite clearly it was. So, well, they didn't give it.
There was a second one. That replay was of the score. They haven't shown the replay of the other action yet.
Just about halfway through this contest. Flicker just ahead with that Yuko scored. And Viru coming forwards because he knows he has to. A lot of these younger ones, of course, fighting each other in the junior events and both accessing, just coming through into the senior events, and of course they'll be fighting each other all the way through their careers, which is very much what happened to us. And you know, in the end we were fighting in major senior titles, for 4 major senior titles, as well as the junior ones as well.
Flicker still with the Yuko lead.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's right to left again, and you've got to be a little bit careful when you overcommit against somebody that is opposite stance, because if they move the leg out the way, the momentum of your movement can take you over, so you have to be a bit careful about it.
Flicker seems quite happy here.
That's going to be another score, I think. Yuko, is it? Is he going to give it? I thought he went over onto his side there. Good technique, though, from Flicker.
Yeah, there's the suspicion that he may have sat him on his backside again. So
well ahead on attacks, though, wouldn't you say, Flicker? Nice technique from Veru, though, not giving up, not at all.
Last minute, then. Ooh. Good effort again from Vero. As he's staying there. He's not giving up, is he?
No, he's not at all, and he looks dangerous right the way through the contest. Looks like he can throw. Oh, that's it. Oh, well, that's it all over. My goodness me. Arm went round the waist there, and it was huge. Oh, goshy. And it was almost classical. Well, it was classical, but it was almost as if it was demonstrating the kata. It was that beautiful. Brilliant stuff.
That was a bone-crunching end in that contest. Really clattered him.
Well, we say about Ippon, you have to throw with impetus or with force. And if you want to see the difference between a Wazari and an Ippon, I can tell you.
Here it comes.
We'll try and point it out in the next example as he starts flying over there, because there was lift, there was power, and there was momentum. And, of course, speed and power together. That's what it's all about. So Flicker of Israel wins the bronze medal. This young man here, though, fought very, very well. He always looked dangerous. Look at the hips coming across there. Just assists it a little bit with the leg. And look how the force of the technique there takes him flat on his back. Complete control with the arms. Both the arms as well. The Kazushi hand, the sleeve hand, and the arm round the back there. And a great aerial vision there of the whole movement. Difference between a Wazari and an Ippon? Well, this is an Ippon.
Beautiful hips.
Yeah, it's one of the first techniques that is taught to our kids, or our juniors, or our beginners, but there it was at the highest level.
We come now to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Ilya Ciganovic of Serbia faces Abduljalilov of Russia. It'll be Ciganovic in the white judogi and Abduljalilov in blue. Anto Progmet of Croatia is the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, I thought for sure that Abduljalilov was going to go right the way through here, but it's funny, isn't it? It doesn't always happen like that, and sometimes you can have a clash of styles. Ciganovic of Serbia had to win against Van Gensbeek of Belgium in the repechage final, because he lost in the quarterfinal, at the quarterfinal stage. And he lost to Jereb, who's in the final.
Abduljalilov came in here seeded number 8, down behind Anzur Ardanov of Russia. He was the number 1 seed, although it was Abduljalilov who overcame his teammate in the quarterfinal, first of the quarterfinals. Took his place in the semi-final before losing out to Baruch Shmailov of Israel. We'll see him in the final. So that's put Abduljalilov in this bronze medal contest with Ilya Ciganovic.
Well, I think it's going to be quite a lively match, this one. Both of them throwers. Left against right again. Big left arm there from Ziganovic. That's a close one as well, wasn't it? Sodo Makikomi, and manages to do a somersault onto his knees there. Abdul Zalilov just manages to turn out. Difficult, isn't it? The bronze medal match sometimes, if you expect more. Difficult to lift yourself up.
It's odd as well to be on the brink of a place in the final. You're in the in the semi-final, looking at the final, lose that, come to the bronze medal match, lose that, go and win nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean, all within quite a short period of time as well that happens, where you've got the gold medal in sight and then all of a sudden it's all gone, and it can be destroying, soul destroying. Great
Nice
big
position,
Senagi, that's it. Oh, Wazari scored that. That was a real driving one there. It was right towards us, wasn't it? So we could all see it. Sietoshi, great example of Sietoshi there. That's the difference between Takatoshi and Sietoshi. Onto the knee, driving downwards as well, but the hips were right the way across.
He was heading our way with that.
Nearly caught him.
Abdul Jalilov leads with half the contest still to come.
Yeah, well, it means as well that he's going to have to really start coming forwards as well here, Giganovic.
The thing that saved the Serb fighter there was he just managed to get the hand down and stop him from going over completely. But had Abdul Jalilov got control of that sleeve, he would have been over completely.
Well,
just managed to get the hand down.
Which is why we say that the Kazushi, which is the sleeve hand, it starts the technique, the whole process of the technique, and then it finishes it off as well. So it's why it's so important, absolutely imperative, in fact, for control. So I think he's going to get a penalty here, Abduzalilov probably, for defending. He's in defensive mode. There he gets one. 2 minutes still to go, so a long time still to go. Possible Yuko. Are they going to give it? Did he land on his side? I don't think so. Well, somebody else agrees with us.
Still trying to force the point.
Definitely on the retreat now, Abduzalilov. And he's having to come forward. Giganovic has to take the fight to the Russian. Yep, second penalty then goes to Abduzalilov for using his other hand to beat off the grip of Giganovic. You're not allowed to do that. You can break it off with the jacket, but you can't actually physically touch it with the other hand.
Abdul Jalilov coming under some pressure with the gripping of Siganovic, and as Neil just pointed out, that getting out of it in that fashion resulted in him picking up that penalty. 2 penalties against the Russian. He has, however, scored Wazari. There's a little over a minute left to go.
Well, again, it's dominating for 3.5 minutes, which he did, and now he's changed the game tactics completely, and it gives Giganovic a chance to come back into the match. Be interesting to know what Giganovic's coach is shouting to him. A little bit of advice. Put him under pressure would be mine. Which is exactly what he's doing here. Giganovic coming forwards. It's going to be another penalty. Third one up. This will be interesting. 26 seconds, not long enough in order to get the fourth one, I don't think, unless he does anything silly. Did he get it? Didn't get it. Well, thought for sure he'd get the third one there, just for dropping. Now wasting any second that he can possibly waste.
Poor Shvidabadze, he's got that arm all iced up. I don't know if you saw that. Heavily strapped now.
Yeah, I can understand why. And like I said, I think that it'll be something that we'll be looking at. And I think the referees commission will also be looking at it as well.
Last few seconds here. Abduljalilov won't mind taking a drop, which he does, and time runs out. Giganovic not able to pull back that score of Wazari. It's the Russian Abdullah Abduljalilov who takes the second of the bronze medals. Tal Flicker winning the first.
Yes, it was beautifully executed. The Seatoshi Abduljalilov, you can see by the expression on his face there that probably not quite what he expected, although he is pleased about it, which is a good thing. A smile at last.
Yeah, Siganovic kind of delayed him longer than he would like to have stayed on the mat. He scored Wazari and he probably thought, I can wrap it up from here, but Siganovic wasn't going to just roll over. He ended up giving him the full 5 minutes.
There was the Seatoshi. Look how he drops onto the knee there, drives off the knee, and it is going downwards in projection as opposed to lifting right the way up. I mean, it does lift up, but it drives off to the side. Great example of Seatoshi and a great example of what is a Wazari as well. Not quite on the point of his shoulders to warrant the ippon.
We've got 4 contests left to bring you, and each of them has got real action. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll start with the final of the under 66 kilo category. Baruch Shmailov of Israel faces Andras Yereb of Slovenia. It'll be Shmailov in the white judogi, Yereb in blue. Abduljalilov, Flicker and Latzia were the opponents overcome by Shmailov. Neil.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's another medal possibility here, certainty actually for Israel, and a great performance from them so far, and still more to come. Andrei Jereb of Slovenia, world rank 38, and Shmailov not too far adrift from that, 43 world ranked at the moment. Remember, a lot of these youngsters that are going to be in the reckoning for qualification for the next Olympic Games, it starts this early. Shmailov in white, Jereb in blue, and here we go.
Yereb with quite tape on the fingers. It's normally where you've had either a dislocation or just where you feel that you've got the possibility of popping a finger or something. Tend to tie those up just to give you that in your head.
It's to hold your fingers together. I can tell you now.
Well, if your fingers are dropping off. But what it doesn't do, I can tell you as well, is stop them from dislocating.
No,
you get jammed there.
It doesn't.
No amount of tape is going to.
Well, people don't understand the gripping strategies. Holding on to the canvas of the jacket is extremely hard, especially if somebody's pulling your hand off at the same time, and fingers have to be very, very strong. First thing to go in a judo contest for a judo man is the forearms. The lactic acid build up in the forearms, you can't grip, and you know, if you're trying to get somebody's arm out on the ground, or you're trying to hold somebody down, and you can be in a situation where you can't actually grip up with your opponent. So one penalty up there to Shmailov of Israel. Good work, right, Jared?
Yeah, he's got the advantage of, at the moment, being penalty free. Busy time for the Israelis.
Very busy time, and I think they wanted to prove that they have fighters that are there that are helping their top ones train, and that they've got depth. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? You know, that's the thing that we're interested in here with the Russians, because we know how much depth they've got. Look at that. Beautiful Sianagi there. Well, it was Sodi Surakumigoshi off the sleeves, but Shmailov right the way underneath Jerub there. Look how he starts to come over and just about avoids the bridge off his neck. And you're not allowed to do that. You can be disqualified immediately for trying to use your head to bridge out of a technique. One of the main reasons for that is we've had too many injuries with it. Shmailov just losing this, and yet he's the one that's done the biggest technique so far.
Europe has got the tempo right. Just putting in enough attacks and looking busy enough.
Well, of course, we can't always have big, massive ippons. It doesn't always happen, and sometimes we have to play the game a little bit. It comes down to tactics and using tactical play to win a match. It's all about winning, of course, in the end, but we'd rather see people winning with good technique.
Two minutes left to go. The referee has decided that both Shmailov and Yereb were guilty of avoiding to take a grip, so they were both penalised. That's a second penalty for Shmailov and a first to Yereb.
That's going to be a score. It was a bit delayed, but I think he'll give him a Yuko for that. And I think that he'll probably find that the video referee will just pop in here and give it, will he? I thought that was a Yuko. It was a little bit delayed, but anyway, they haven't given it. Jereb very close to scoring there. Well, anybody's match, this one, although Shmailov just losing on that 2 penalties up there to him at the moment. That will be the decider if no other score happens in the next minute.
Yereb not able to take advantage of that failed effort from Shmailov. He left his arm out again, but Yereb was still busy trying to avoid the attack.
Well, I don't know if you noticed there, but he entangled his own hand in his opponent's belt there. And I'm not so sure he can do that, but he did it on purpose, that's for sure. It wasn't an accident. So he wound the hand in and tied up the belt to do a move. And again, I think the referees will have a little look at that. Sodi again from Shmailov, trying to get that all so important score, and he needs to get up from there. Zagreb is going to try and waste time now. Can he get the arm lock? He might. Can he get the leverage onto the arm? That arm might come out, and Shmailov does well. 27 seconds to go.
Zagreb perfectly happy to roll in Nevaza and burn up some of the clock.
That's what he's doing, isn't it?
Here comes Shmailov. Oh, he gets caught there.
It's going to be another score. Well, the referee didn't give it again, so we're obviously at a bad angle here. It's all over anyway, so that Yuko that Zagreb scored early on was enough to win him the match. Although he would have won it without that Yuko because of the 2 penalties against Shmailov. Close?
Yeah, it was a good battle. I enjoyed watching that. Shmailov, having picked up the 2 penalties, was at a disadvantage anyway, but the single Shido scored by Andras Zagreb was enough to give the Slovenian the contest. And he takes the gold medal. First time he was in the final, and the first final he gets into, he takes the gold medal.
Excellent result for him, absolutely, and a second silver for Israel. So they'll have to be content with silver this time. This is what set it up. Have a look at how he tips the Israeli onto his back there, gets the Yuko for it. Thought he had a couple actually, pretty similar to this. So using his momentum, Shmailov couldn't stop it, fully committed, but then gets rotated onto his side for the score. Slightly different angle. Have a look at how he rolls him. Uchimata, first of all, from Shmailov, slight overbalance in the wrong direction, and Zagreb wins the gold medal with a Yuko score.
We've got the medal presentation for the women in the under 52 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Kelly Edwards of Great Britain and Angelica Delgado of the United States of America. Silver medal goes to Distria Kresniki of Kosovo. The gold medal goes to Karolina Pienkowska of Poland.
Little bit of a surprise. Pienkowska, though, did very well and just managed to turn it. It was a poor technique from Krasniki, and she was just a little bit off balance, got tipped onto her back. Good tewaza, good hands from Pienkowska in the end. And a Yuko scored, landed her on her side, and just enough to win her the gold medal. And the first gold medal for Poland at this event.
Now the national anthem of Poland. She looks a little bit sheepish, doesn't she there?
Well,
a little bit shy on the podium.
She's very shy, but how lovely it is to hear a different national anthem as well. And now, of course, the family shot, as they call it. Different faces, and a very happy Kelly Edwards up there for Great Britain as well.
Right, we come to the final category of the day, and the first of the bronze medals in the under 57 kilo category features Safo Choban of Germany. She's up against Natalia Golomidova of Russia. It's Choban in the white judogi, Golomidova in blue. Here we go. Let's give this a go. Veli-Matti Karinkanta of Finland is the referee in the middle. He's going to have a go at me when I see him. I know he will.
Well, I'm really happy that I leave this part to you, and I'll call the judo for sure. But
well, there's
well
got
done,
to
well
be
done
an
on that one.
expert, isn't there? There's got to be an
Absolutely,
expert. So
absolutely.
I have to leave the calling to the expert. I'll just stick with the names. There's Choban in the white judogi. Golomidova with, for me, the job to do here.
Yeah, Golomidova in blue and Choban in white.
Already felt a little bit of pressure and picked up a penalty for stepping out the area.
Well, it's just too slack on the edge. Got to stay within the area. You have to stay in that yellow area all the time, or try and execute the techniques there. We've seen it so often, haven't we, that people just drifting off, and if the referee lets it go, then the whole contest drifts off, and it can last twice as long if you're not careful. Too many mates called.
Oh my goodness!
Well, that was a real
That was
opportune,
so close,
wasn't it? Diashibarai, and she landed so hard there, the German. She really did. Choban just hit the deck so hard. Have a look how she gets her foot swept there.
Oh, that was a whack. Yeah, it's the second time I've seen that within a week. The head going down.
Yeah, it was no score because she rotated all the way onto her front there, but she really did whack her head.
Yeah, face plant, wasn't it?
Well, she's got to try and shake that off, literally, and it's not easy because it gives you a headache. That's going to be a score.
Again. That's it now.
It. Can she get the arm lock? She's trying to get the Jujigatami there.
She was lucky to get out of that. All over the place here.
Yeah, the German has got to try and settle down a little bit here because she's off balance when she comes in for any technique. And the Russian taking her down every time.
Yeah, well, I was saying that it was Golomidova who was in trouble. It's Choban who's suffering.
Yeah, again, the back leg was so off balance, too close to her opponent for one thing, so she was off balance when she came in for the attack. And it's going to be her undoing here in a minute. Just get a feeling, just looking at the balance there, and you've got to be careful that she doesn't wrap herself round the front leg of Golomidova. She's going to be tempted to wrap herself round it, Choban.
Got caught.
Yeah, just walked onto it. It's going to be a second Yuko. Makikomi this time. Sometimes you see in a contest, don't you, somebody has the real measure of somebody and just knows every time that they flinch, basically, that they're going to throw or do something from it. And that was such an occasion as well there. Yuko scored again, third Yuko. Well, we're only halfway through this contest here. We've got 3 scores on the board already. Golomidova well ahead.
He's giving her a real working over, isn't she? That was just the end of that last score. Almost on the arm again. Almost again.
Well, I think if I was Golomedova's coach, I'd just be telling her just to let her hook round the outside, because she's going to do it. She's too tempted and she's too desperate, actually.
Well, that is the coach, Michal Brzezinski.
Yeah, did a great job with the German team. He has done a great job, but he's got to get new players and new fighters now up to speed, hasn't he? Because that's his job to do so. Quite a few of his established team, retiring after the Olympics.
I haven't seen Choban come up with a single Uchimata effort yet. Previously been one of her go-to techniques.
Yeah, like I said, she wants the outside of the front leg. That's what she wants. You can see it. It's almost like somebody's dangling a carrot there, and she's just very tempted to have a little go at it.
Yeah, I've just been reminded by Sandra Zaghedi that Choban hitting her head reminded us of a technique that we saw in a previous contest. Very similar situation, head hitting the mat.
Yeah, well, of course, they've got to be very careful when it comes to concussion and things. There she is around the outside again for the Osotolo. She wants it all the time, and almost gets counted again, almost gets scored on again. 25 seconds left, and it's all about Koban. It's got to come forward. Golomadova of Russia here just needs to be doing exactly what she's been doing the whole contest. Takes her over again. Wazari this time. Ashiwaza this time to the other flank. So great feet here and great change of direction there from Golomadova. Can she get that leg out? I think she can. And, well, right on the bell there. I was going to say, if I was the Russian, I might just hold that for the full 15, but she didn't need to. It was all over.
I can't remember the last time I saw such a comprehensive drubbing of one fighter over another, really.
Well, it was complete dominance, wasn't it? And it was almost, like I said earlier on in the contest, sometimes you can get into a match and you know that you have the beating of that particular person, and it's just picking them off when you want. And that's, I think, what it looked like, isn't it? Golomadova there just picked her off when she wanted and scored. Whenever Koban tried a technique, she counted her.
Ready for her.
Yeah, she was ready for her.
Natalia Golemidova of Russia, racking up the scores against Safo Choban. I couldn't have predicted that one. No way would I have thought that Choban would go over so often.
No, she must have started the contest with great expectations there. That was the last score there that we just saw.
Oh, Wazari, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful Wazari. Drives her onto her back, rolls her onto her back, gets the Wazari there. And already 3 Yukos up, don't forget.
Scoreboard, as the contest went on, got uglier and uglier, as far as Choban was concerned anyway.
So a great win there, and another medal for Russia. It was their third medal so far. Second bronze medal.
We've seen a lot of nice Ashiwas, haven't we?
It's nice to see them using their feet, the transition as well. Like to see that, and of course trying to throw their opponents. But excellent stuff here, and it's exciting stuff for a first tournament back.
Second of the bronze medal contest coming up now. Johanna Müller of Germany faces Becky Livesey of Great Britain. It will be Müller in the white judogi and Livesey in blue, and Müller will be hoping for a slightly better performance than her teammate.
Yes, she will, absolutely. And, you know, he'll be straight back over there. He'll have to let his fighter leave the stadium without anybody escorting her, because he's straight back in the chair with Müller.
Got a wave there.
Was that to you?
Katie Jemima Yates Brown. I don't think she was waving at me, mate.
Right.
No. Doesn't even know me. Joanna Muller, fresh from her holidays in Rio. Becky Livesey, straight from her holiday in Skegness.
That's a slightly different tinge to it. There's a slightly different ring to it.
I'll take it back. I don't know if she was there, but...
Well, Muller in white and Livesey in blue. Here we go. Livesey straight away dominating the sleeve there of Muller. And it's left to left here. Both of them left. And they'll both be looking for the same techniques. Osoto. And I think it might just be change of direction going over to the other flank that will score. And there's Michael Bunialski there. Jamie Johnson in the British chair. Doing a good job with British team at the moment and really helping to develop them in the direction that they should be going. This will be the second medal for Great Britain if they win this one.
Yeah, Kelly Edwards was in there, wasn't she?
Well, I think it might just be a change. Whoever dares to change to the other flank.
I thought for a moment Muller was going to work on the arm. Didn't happen.
Yeah, well, it's Muller looking for the Osoto as well. And like I say, it'll be a change of direction to the other flank that I think will catch one of them. There we go. Well, she gets a score for that, Livesey. And she gets a Wazari scored. So it was a change of direction. And now looking to tie up for the hold down. She'll pull up to the hold down. And then she'll go on to the arm. Is she going to try for the Jujigatami? I think she will. She needs to put the arm under pressure, though. She wasn't quite onto the elbow.
Yeah, it was a stronger position when Muller was on her back. Once Muller had got onto her front, it was going to be harder.
There was the change of direction there. Beautifully changed there from Livesey. Took her back. Tanya Tosh in the end. So a Wazari there to Great Britain and another change of direction there as well. Muller then has it all to do. Halfway through the contest. Trying to break the grip off. Strong fight for grips from both of them. Trying to dominate the sleeve. Well, all up to Muller. Muller's got to come forwards. One minute 20.
Time enough, though, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there is time enough. She doesn't need to sit back on it, though. She needs to carry on with the fight, carry on with the attacking. Muller. Desperation now coming up to this last minute of the contest. Well, Michael Bunialski here will be very disappointed. Two German possibilities for medals.
Both of them look as though, well, one has already gone. This one looks as though it may go begging as well.
Oh, she's gone onto it. She attacked the outside of the leg there for the Osoto. And was that Wazzetti upon? I think so. 40 seconds to go, and it's a second medal for Great Britain. Well, the temptation was too great there for Muller. She attacked the outside of the leg. Livesey just rotated for the Soto Makikomi and just took her down for the second Wazari. And then Wazzetti upon.
I think you're right, both. You know, with Choban and Muller losing, Brzezinski will be disappointed. He would have fancied his chances this morning in medaling here.
Yeah, no, exactly. He would have. And even if it's for experience purposes, get them used to winning medals. Jamie Johnson there, very, very happy.
They're about the same weight, aren't they?
They are. Just looking at the cauliflower ear of Jamie Johnson there, thinking, well, I might have had a bit of contribution towards that, but no.
That's not nice. Take advantage with the little fella.
Yeah, I know. Great to see him doing so well with this young squad, and just look at that. Yeah, just turning them, like I say, into winning ways, which is very, very important. 2 very important medals for Great Britain, and they did it really with style. Sotomayor there, and just takes it down for a second. Wazari, the German, didn't have an answer. Wazari was Etiepon. So just one more fight to come. Got a couple of medal ceremonies, though, still to come as well, so don't go away.
Now, if we saw some throwing skills with Natalia Golomidova of Russia, her teammate may be up to even more. Daria Mezhetskaya faces Lola Benarosh. Lola Benarosh of France will be in the white judogi. Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia.
Wow, Mezhetskaya is yours, isn't it? This is the one that you're saying? Absolutely.
She's got some real throwing skills.
Benarosh of France in white. Have a look at her way through there. Beat Livzi, Koban and Baralska. Mezhetskaya beat her fellow teammate there on the way through. And also she beat Grossman of Israel in the quarterfinals.
Vincent Manquest, fresh from his success, gets to sit this one out.
Well, it's a nice situation, isn't it? Isn't that a nice position to be in when you can just sit it out? But watch out for this lady here, because she has got some great technique, and she's good at the counter-attack as well, but she's got some great techniques, and you're going to see some fireworks here. Mezhetskaya in blue. Benarosh of France in white. Straight into the attack there, Benarosh. Kosodagak. Just hooking the outside of the leg. Looks like we're going to have an attacking match here. Benarosh isn't just going to stand there and let the Russian attack her when she wants.
Mezhetskaya's got the benefit, I suppose, of having been in a Grand Slam final. She was in the final of the Tumen Grand Slam earlier this year. She lost out to Japan's Yoshida Tsukasa, so there's no shame in that.
You know, like you say, it's just getting them used to winning at this level, and here she is again, and getting stronger and stronger. And it's amazing how 12 months can make a massive difference to their development.
It's got a nice tempo about her, has Mezhetskaya. Never looks rushed.
I think that's half of it as well, playing the game as well as looking for Ippon. Sometimes you have to play the games. Almost caught her with that Ashiwaza on the way over, and almost got caught there, didn't she? She just managed to turn out. Great stuff. What a good final. Well, Benarosh gets a Wazari for that. Have a look at this, how she counters it. Taliotosh actually takes her. Well, was it? I'm not so sure that was a Wazari for me, but anyway, she gets given it. So it wasn't a Wazari. I don't even think it scored a Yuko, but she's being given it. Or is she?
No, you're absolutely right. Rush to give that out. Bit of a shocker for me.
Well, you know, it's scoring the flight, not the landing, and that's one of the problems.
So, no score there, but she gets one now.
That's a definite score, that one, and that's the second time she's caught her with it.
Yeah. And he just takes his time to have a look. There's the difference.
Well, and that's what you want, isn't it? Just take your time, decide. But this time, manages to put her onto her side.
Yep.
Although, I have to say, she kind of landed on her elbow as well. But we'll give her that one. Absolutely deserves it.
Yeah, Yuko's a good score. Tanya Otoshi has caused Mezhetskaya problems twice now.
Yeah, it needs to change her tactical approach, I think. And you wouldn't have put money on this, would you? Happening as it is. Benarosh right the way underneath, taking the initiative in almost every one of the attacks. Just a little bit off balance, isn't she? All the time off balance.
It's almost as though Benarosh is waiting for her. She can afford to. Now she's Yuko up. Whoa.
Going for the pick-up. No, almost. He landed on her front there. Not over yet, though. Almost halfway. Well, just over halfway, should I say. Still think she's going to go off the Sodi. Mezhetskaya still not finished. She's a big thrower, so she can be a danger at any time. But Benarosh as well. Good thrower. Excellent stuff.
Teammates watching on.
Approaching the last minute of this final, and she needs something just slightly different approach here, the Russian. This is what I'm on about, Sheldon, when it comes to tactical play. French, absolutely super tactical fighters. You know, they know how to play the game. They know that if she opens up, you know, she might just get caught. And that's what I mean. You know, she needs to be told now just to play a little bit of a game here. She's winning, and Mezhetskaya's got to come forward. She's the one that's got to take the fight to her. Good attack from Mezhetskaya.
40-odd seconds left to go. What she got left in the tank? Shido's not going to make that much difference now.
Going to throw caution to the wind here. Mezhetskaya, 30 seconds to go.
Can't get past that left arm. She wants to get closer in there.
Well, I think also she needs the sleeve. And, well, if I was Benarosh's coach, I'd say keep the arm back. Don't give her it.
That's exactly what's happening.
Oh, that was brilliant stuff.
She risked everything.
She did.
And ended up getting caught.
Second Yuko there, and a great change of direction there from Benarosh. Well, that was an excellent tactical match there from Benarosh. That really was. And she was against very, very good Russian. Mezhetskaya has been dangerous all day. She's been throwing people, countering people, and that was an excellent match there because Benarosh just picked her off bit by bit, counted her 2 or 3 times that wasn't even scored, and the 2 scores that she did score were excellent as well, and two different flanks. What do you think, Sheldon?
2 people are going to go home with a bit of homework to do. Distra Krasniki of Kosovo and Daria Mezhetskaya. Bit of work to be done.
Yeah, a little bit of work, and certainly when it comes to tactical play as well, because it's not always about the method the way that you win it, but it's about winning the actual match. She did everything that she had to do there, and she did it really well, and that is the 2nd gold medal there for France, and it's the 2nd silver for Russia.
She outsmarted Mezhetskaya.
Yeah, no, she did, absolutely. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Sheldon, she did.
He was talking about the French and their technical prowess, and they demonstrated it right there. Really know how to run a contest.
Well, it's how to win matches, isn't it? And, you know, I know that the great Teddy Riner has been in 2 Olympic finals now, and people have been disappointed in the method in which he won those 2 Olympic finals, but his job was to win them and not make mistakes. Sometimes that's what you have to do. There's the change of direction there. Left Osodagari this time, takes her down, and she threw her over both flanks. Osodagari coming off the wrong way, but is there a wrong way when you score? Not really. Mazitskaya had to go for it. She had to commit. She was looking for the Sodi to Sura Komigoshi. This Osoto, the second Yuko. And Benaroche, second gold medal for France.
The medals are presented by the leader of the International Judo Federation Referee Commission and referee director for the Pan American Judo.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Abdullah Abduljalilov of Russia and Tal Flicker of Israel. Silver medal goes to Baruch Shmailov of Israel. And the gold medal goes to Andras Jereb of Slovenia.
Well, again, it was one of those situations where he had the measure of the Russian, and it was all about the Israeli, Shmailov, and it was all about how he dominated. It was a mistake, wasn't it, from Shmailov? Cost him the all-important score. Jereb winning, though, Slovenia the gold medal.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Slovenia.
And now the national anthem of Slovenia. There's the final lineup then.
Yeah, well deserved gold medal, and nice to see Slovenia up there again.
2 Israelis make the podium.
Yeah, what a great result for them as well.
We've got one more medal ceremony.
One
to
more,
come,
under
yeah.
57 kilograms. So for anybody out there watching, please don't go away. Wait with us to celebrate the under 57 kilograms medalists.
We've got a few highlights before that comes up. Zagreb has done a good job. It's the opening day of competition. It hasn't been the biggest entry, but what we've had is some good quality judo.
Good quality judo, and a lot of the competitors looking for ippons, which is the name of our game. It is all about scoring an ippon. The different ways that we can do that, obviously, very important, but ippon is the name of the game, and that's certainly what these younger members have been going for. They've been going for the big ippons, and seeing them on top of Grand Prix rostrums, very important.
And now, the medal ceremony for women under 57 kilograms.
Ceremonia proglašenja pobjednica u kategoriji do 57 kg.
The medals are presented by the head of the Judo Union referee, Mr. Frank.
Medalje će dodijeliti član sudačke komisije Hrvatske judo unije, gospodin Frankie Dino.
Bronze medals for Great Britain, Becky Lynch.
We come now to the medalists in the under 57 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Becky Livesey of Great Britain and to Natalia Golomidova of Russia. She put out that thumping performance against Safo Choban. Silver medal goes to Daria Mezhetskaya of Russia. The gold medal goes to Lola Benaroche of France.
Yeah, it was a fine performance. It really was, especially after injury. We just heard that she's come back after a long bout of injury and always dreamt about competing at this level of competition. And here she is, not only competing, but doing a really good job as well, all the way through. And in that final, that was a really good. And like I said before, Sheldon, it's not just the techniques used, but also having good tactical awareness as well to play the game.
Yeah, she really worked well, Benaroche. Put all parts of the game together.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of France.
And now the national anthem of France. Smiles almost all round, apart from Mezhetskaya maybe.
Yeah, I think she's going to be disappointed, isn't she? It didn't go the way she wanted it to go, and she was just beaten to the punch. You know, I mean that metaphorically speaking, of course, but it's been a good first day. Well, after day one here in Zagreb, we've seen some new faces and one or two of the established fighters starting yet another Olympic cycle as well. We have 4 more weights tomorrow on day 2 of this Grand Prix here in Zagreb. And Sheldon and I look forward to more great judo action then. Till then, from both of us here, goodbye for now. Good job.
Congratulations. Grand Prix gold here in Zagreb. How do you feel to win the gold today?
Ja, hvala lepa za čestitke. Počutam se super. Prvič zmaga na Grand Prixu, se pravi turnirju za Grand Prix.
Right, well, now that the competitive action is over, we've got a fun session on the
Well,
mat,
we
Neil.
have, and we got some very special guests, of course. The one right in the centre there, of course, is the newly crowned Mayinda Kelmende, who is the Olympic and world champion. Well, she is the two-time world champion, but she is just the newly crowned Olympic champion, and she's doing a little session with some of the youngsters from the area. And she just scored a nip on that balloon, I do believe. There she is, a close-up there, and a big smile on her face, and an even bigger smile on all of the kids here who are just absolutely thrilled to be on the mat with such great champions. We also have the Matic sisters here, Barbara Matic and Brigitta Matic, both of them former junior world champions. And here they are on the mat with greatness, really, and just having a great time. So fun and games here in Zagreb. It's what it's all about. Judo is about the development of the youngsters, of course, catching them at an early age. I remember first time that I ever went to a judo club at the age of 7 years of age and being taught how to break fall and how to roll, and then it was taken one step further then by obviously being shown how to throw and how to conduct myself on the mat, because that's one of the biggest things. And I think, Sheldon, you'll agree with me that one of the biggest advantages of our sport, judo, is that we can carry it into life after sport. It's not just about, of course, winning gold medals at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, it's a fun activity that, as Neil has just pointed out, can be carried on, long after competitive days are concerned, and well before competition starts. So even before you kick off, as far as competition is concerned, you've
Open